Well, what's going on, Bronco fans? We got some Bronco news and updates today. Everything ranging from Broncos getting their own showrooms to production design changes and even production dates. So let's get started with some production changes that are going to be made with the design of the Bronco. Now, you can accessorize the Bronco with many different things. One of the things is a Bullbar for the front. Now, if you opt for this Bullbar, it does block the letters in the word Bronco in the grille, so you won't even see it. That is a pretty big feature in the grille. It's a very well laid out design. It looks really good, and it would be nice to see the word Bronco. But again, if you opt for the Bullbar, you can't because it blocks it. So while at a Bronco event in Columbus, Ohio, a Bronco representative did address this problem and say that they were going to redesign the Bullbar so that it no longer blocks the grille. So although you may see this in pre-production models, for the production model vehicle, you will not have this issue. They're going to redesign it so you can see the word Bronco in the grille and everything will be fine. This might seem like a minor problem to some, and others may see it as a pretty major problem. I could go either direction. It would be nice to see the Bronco, but if the Bullbar does block it, I'm not going to be shunned away from getting the Bullbar if that's what I wanted, but it would be nice to see it. Now, next up is actually an idea that originated by dealerships, and they pitched this idea to Ford, and Ford liked it and ran with it, and that is to give the Bronco its own dedicated showroom, essentially making it its own sub-brand. Now, in the showroom, not only are you going to have the Bronco only, but you're also going to have the accessories in which you can purchase there and everything surrounding the Bronco itself. It will not be associated with any other Ford vehicle. Now, again, this was an idea that the dealerships came up with, pitched it to Ford, they liked it. Ford even went and created a rendering of a standalone store. Now, this reminds me of, say, if you drive down the street and see a Harley Davidson store where you can buy bikes and accessories and clothing, such like that, but for the Ford Bronco. Now, Ford gave their approval for this, and 100 dealers are going to be building their own dedicated Bronco showrooms. Now, on those Bronco showrooms, you will not see the Ford blue oval outside. You will only see the Bronco logo. This will tell everybody that it is strictly for the Bronco only, no other Ford. Now, if you are one of the 100 dealerships that are building the Bronco showrooms, Ford is going to reward you with additional Bronco allocations. Obviously, this is a good thing. The Bronco is extremely sought after right now, being that 65% of the reservations have turned into purchases. That is a pretty large amount. And there is still a growing number of requests for the Bronco. So the more allocations you get, the more business you're going to get. So it's pretty obvious you're going to want as many allocations as possible. Now, Andrew Frick, who is Ford's head of US sales, said to an automaker, there are 3 ways in which the dealer can highlight the Bronco: a standalone showroom, an expansion of an existing showroom, or displays that can be added to a showroom. He also said, and I quote, "So we have an option for pretty much any budget. And as we've repeated several times, it's all strictly optional," which he said in an emailed statement to Automotive News. Ford wants the Bronco's launch to be focused on the product rather than the facility upgrades. But some dealers made clear that they are interested in making significant upgrades to promote the vehicle. He further says, the excitement around this iconic brand and dealer confidence in our Ford brand generate the initial request and ideation of the Bronco store. We did develop the original Bronco showroom, bringing to life the essence of the Bronco to ensure consistency across the network and those that want to be more heavily invested. So long and short of it, it seems like Ford is saying if a dealership wants to make a dedicated room or area for the Bronco itself, keeping it separate from any and all other vehicles, that they're going to reward them with more allocations, which I guess can make some sense, and they'll do it on the budget of the dealership. If you want to make a little small area, they'll give you X amount of allocations. If you want to make a larger showroom, you'll get even more. That's just how I'm interpreting this. Now, although it sounds really cool to have a dedicated Bronco showroom and to have that particular dealership have more allocations, it also brings a concern to my mind in that will those dealerships that have those dedicated showrooms, will we be seeing a larger dealer markup, or will there be any dealer markup because of their investment in this showroom? Are they going to try to recoup some of their funds that they've invested in the showroom by tacking on additional fees to the price of the Bronco? I'm hoping that's not the case. It is something that pops into my mind immediately though. If you're going to a dealer with a super fancy showroom like this, I'm expecting them to go, well, guess what? Now you have a dealer markup of an additional $5,000 or $10,000. That might be the case in the beginning versus buying it from any other random Ford dealership who just has it on the showroom floor next to, say, an F-150, and you can get it at MSRP. So this is something I do want to kind of keep an eye on to see how it develops. If when these Broncos hit those showroom floors, what happens to the prices. So next bit of news I'm going to touch on is a production start date for the first 17% of the year's allocations for the Bronco. The first 17% that got their allocations in, their production start dates will be between April 19th and April 26th. So if you were lucky enough to be in that first 17% of people who got their allocations in, you could possibly be selected to get a VIN number and build date sooner than expected. Now that percentage could vary. They've given very limited information on this. It's also not exactly clear how they're picking which ones are going to start production. So it's kind of vague. You're going to have to take that into interpretation. I just kind of see it as the first 17% of people who got their order in is what they're going to start. The way they word it is kind of like it could fluctuate and it could shift around. So take that with a grain of salt. Keep your mind open on that one. I'm not sure where your reservation or allocation came into play, but keep your ears and eyes open because production is starting between April 19th and April 26th. So let me know down in the comments below if you reserved a Bronco, finalized your order, and if maybe you got into that first 17% of allocations and could possibly be getting your Bronco very soon. Please don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed the content. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next upload.